Hello and welcome to Locker Room on Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Apelioi, your go-to host for everything football, and today we are unpacking the drama from the pitch, analyzing key matchups and shedding light on the latest rumors of swelling around the football world. Joining me are my passionate sports analysts, James and Maiwa, ready to share their insights and enthusiasm. Great to have you join us once again on Locker.
A very good evening to you, Jerry, and also to our audience out there. Very good evening to you guys. Another beautiful day to talk football, and I'm sure everybody has had a very wonderful day, except for Nigerians and our power grid collapse, and also Arsenal fans that thought they will be getting a full victory, maximum point against Inter Milan yesterday, and they saw the wicked dark heart of the Inter side. Where
They're behaving like the Nigerian national grid. You don't know where they will collapse. I think it's going to be a consistent collapse right now for us now.
You won't blame them. They're playing against an experienced side, a very difficult side. Let's not forget the Inter Milan side is one very difficult team to play against anywhere. And now they play in India. It was in Inter, and it was in the home of Inter. So let's just imagine Arsenal leaving London to go and do it in Italy. You know how difficult that can be. I don't blame Arsenal, but at this point, some questions needs to be asked. Where is Arteta leading Arsenal to? 6 years. He's 6 years already as the head coach of Arsenal. What has he achieved? What is he looking to achieve? Because it's looking like they are at the same bus stop roundabout and they're going round and round. And like Evra stated earlier, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, Arsenal is like a Netflix show. Every year you are waiting for a new season. Well, and that season is going to be coming next season. Let's see what Arsenal is going to be doing next season.
Let's see what Arsenal will be doing next season. A lot to talk about in the exciting world of football. And Maiwa joins us as we kick off this exciting episode. Great to have you join us once again, Maiwa.
It's always amazing to be here. Champions League football yesterday. Arsenal decided to do what they usually do best. They would build castle in the air for their fans, and when it's time for them to pack into the house, they will discover that the castle does not have a foundation, and we are seeing the result now. It's been a really difficult week for us now, and I hope they can turn things around. On a much more interesting note, Hansi Flick and the 17-year-old boys, they are not stopping anytime soon. They've been scoring goals with reckless abandon, and it shows the kind of turnaround a coach that has a vision, can do with the team in the space of 1 year. PSG, I think it's high time Enrique is fired. I think he doesn't know what he's doing. PSG cannot muster a win together. They were playing horribly yesterday, even at home. And, it's just unfortunate that they found themselves in that particular situation. Well, in any case, like I always say, it's a good Thursday to talk football. Thank you for having me.
All right, of course, this is for the Thursday night football fans. Definitely, we have to make it spicy and make it red, but not devilish. And before coming to the studio, this young man was convincing the bookies to take Man U straight win. I don't know where he was coming from. Yes, even if I have money, I want to throw away. Unless maybe they dash with the money.
Free advice. A very free advice.
This kind of free advice. Please
take Man U straight win tonight.
Straight win. Even Maiwa, if I give you $1 million, would you put it on Man United tonight?
No, I won't do that.
Even if you give Man U Ruud van Nistelrooy $1 million today, he will not put it on Man U straight to the wins and feed his family. So what are you saying?
I mean, after the win against Leicester City, you would have expected that would have been in scintillating form and be able to build on that performance against Chelsea. Apart from the fact that they scored the penalty and just of that, they didn't really show up. And that is the same thing that Man U have been battling with. You don't know the kind of mentality or the kind of performance they will put out on a given day. And that's the reason why, if you are a bookie and if you are listening to us, please, if something is pushing you to put your money on Manchester United, please go and use your money to eat. Don't give the bookmakers money for them to flounder with, because Manchester United, they are inconsistent they're inconsistent, and they will surely disappoint you.
All right, let's go back to the first conversation today, where in a significant development for Nigerian football, the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has confirmed ongoing discussions with potential sponsors aimed at securing funding for the wages of the Super Eagles foreign head coach. And they also report that Pesero is being talked to. I don't know how true that is. And of course, this revelation comes amidst the backdrop of growing expectations from fans and stakeholders for the national team to perform at its best in upcoming international competitions. The NFL president, Ibrahim Gusau, disclosed this, that negotiations during a press briefing, emphasizing the importance of financial stability for the Super Eagles as they prepare for critical matches. And Gusau stated that they are actively engaging with several sponsors and are optimistic about reaching an agreement that will ensure the timely payment of the coaching staff. I think anything that has to do with management in Nigeria is very funny. Because how would they be telling us at this point in time? So when the year started, there was no plan that they were going to pay coaches for the next 12 months. There's no sponsor. The Super Eagles went to the last AFCON
finals.
They got to the final. They were paid
the money.
Yes, they were paid some money. FIFA gives them a yearly budget, and the federal government also releases funds to run football. So all of this money that they get, they cannot put some money aside to pay how many coaches? The Super Eagles, the Super Falcons, the Flamingos, the Flying Eagles, and we know not all of them have been having coaches for a long spell. We know Zuberi was just hired 2 months ago. And talking about the Flamingos coach who just go to the championship, they've crashed out. That is goodbye. So is it that there was no itinerary, no plan by Gusau? He's telling us in the month of November they are looking for sponsors. Anyway, maybe they've been paying the coaches. Maybe they're not owning a Gavon, and they've paid Finidi for what he has done so far and so good. So okay, maybe they are planning for next year. Let's give them the benefits of that.
No, I think from what we read, I think they are planning to get a foreign coach. The plan is to get allocations, somebody that will sponsor the payment of the foreign coach.
I thought they said they had somebody.
That was where I was coming.
Where is
when we were busy going from Labadia to
they had a sponsor already.
They had to Aviana. I said they had a sponsor that will cover for 10 months.
Maybe they've eaten the money. Maybe the sponsor dropped the money.
No, they cannot in this Nigeria.
Some sponsor, the military sponsor, don't worry, we've already have the foreign coach. Just drop the money.
If I'm the sponsor, I'll be going to NFF office on Monday morning. Tomorrow is Friday. They might not meet everybody because they are Muslims. They go to on Monday morning. Give me the money I paid, because you cannot.
No, they'll say you've signed. You've already dropped the money. And besides, they are still going to get the foreign coach. Only that the money you are bringing is not enough.
If the sponsor is watching us, you can come, we interview, we'll give you time to talk about the problem, because the NFF cannot be playing us like children. How will Ibrahim Gusau go and tell that they are looking for sponsors to cover the cost of getting a foreign coach? If you don't have money, you rest. It's simple. You cannot be saying you want to wear boutique clothes when you have money for Okrika. If you have money for Okrika, go and buy Okrika.
They're asking for December money, so that is why.
They are not spending the FIFA allocation, the money they got from AFCON, and looking for. Come on.
They are trying to gather money.
And funny enough, I saw the names they mentioned in the people they are trying to convince, the investors, are people they are trying to get the sponsors. Sorry, I saw Dangote, and I saw one other name, but Dangote was like the prominent one. I was like, Dangote that is still battling on how he will survive his refinery in this Nigeria economy.
No, there's no people
they are not recovered from what
1% of $20 billion
for what he has invested in his refinery.
He will not want to sponsor. I think if I'm
the NFA, I just think, for me, I think it's just noise. I don't believe anything he just said. He just said it just to take the attention of the media to some one angle. I know they don't have money. We all know they don't have money. So just settle for a guavon. No need to go and be putting your clothes where your hand will not reach in the future. Because if the sponsor, how long will the sponsor stay? Will any sponsor come out and say they want to sponsor the Super Eagles head coach for 10 months, for 2 years, or for 3 years? What's it gaining? How many games do we play in a year? And you end up paying coaches of about $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. Where is he going to be getting those money? What is he getting back? Is the NFF going to be able to replace that money in his account? What's the brand? What have we done? What investment have the NFF done in themselves that will make the sponsor get that money back in the next 10 years? It's about business. Nobody will just go and drop money and not see the result of the money. And let's not forget, they're going to bring one coach that we don't know I've never heard of him. We'll go and be using Wikipedia to go and find out his details. And he will win 3 matches or 4 matches, take us to the AFCON quarterfinals, and he will crash out. And the person's money has gone.
Mario, this is an era where the tax net has been widened, the purchasing power has reduced, and everything has gone bala blue. And you don't expect anybody in this condition to start looking for a way to sponsor a team that already has a local coach that is doing well, because it makes no business sense to tell us you're looking for a foreign coach. I think that ship has sailed at this moment. The ship of talking about foreign coach has sailed. We are not preparing for the World Cup. We are only preparing for the next qualifiers for the Nations Cup. The next World Cup qualifiers comes up in March. And if it comes up, we already have a coach who we feel with confidence can get us the next 3 points. So, talking about foreign coach, I think maybe the NFF president and his cohorts are looking for December money. So they are planning for December, because I don't see any sense in telling us you are looking for money to hire a foreign sponsor or thereabout. This is the same people who told us they had a sponsor and they were looking for a foreign coach and disgracing themselves internationally, and not me.
Well, it's very simple. Yesterday when we were talking about Kanu saying he's throwing his full weight behind and they want to take over the team, one thing I said was this: the NFF has proven over and over again that they will never support anything local. And that's the reason why this discussion of foreign coach and finding sponsor has come up again. The NFF about 3 months ago told us that they've gotten a sponsor that would foot the bills of the foreign coach and the rest of that. That the sponsors is even on ground is just for Bruno Lambadia and whoever it is that they wanted to appoint to come to Nigeria, and the sponsor will take it over. It showed that they lied. There was no sponsor on ground. That's number one. Number two, there were a whole lot of monies that they received. We got to the final of the Nations Cup. FIFA has given them allocation for 2024. The federal government has also allocated money to them. Why are they looking for a sponsor? I mean, Eguavon has been doing pretty well. He has been putting in the performance. Are they saying the foreign coach, the supposed foreign coach that they want to hire, will do better than Eguavon, or the foreign coach would have gotten more 10 points that Eguavon has right now? The logic behind them, being stuck on a foreign coach beats my imagination. It's just more like, it's just more like if they don't hire a foreign coach, they will not see next year, or they will not see tomorrow. And this same NFF that has been very consistent in owning coaches. That was the reason why Waldrum, when his contract was up, that was the reason why he didn't renew. That was the reason why he ran away. Waldrum was getting, I think, about $12,000 every month. They owed the guy for over 6 months. I don't know if they have cleared the backlog right now. That was one of the reasons why the guy ran away. A federation that cannot keep up with paying $12,000 is talking about hiring a coach that they'll probably be paying $30,000, $40,000 when they are there. There's a lot of, we have it on record that they've not been consistent in paying. And we have a local coach that is doing well. So how do you encourage the local coach to go? We were talking about this about 3 days ago. We were talking about Nigerian coaches, local coaches moving from Katsina United, moving around the league and not going up. This is an opportunity for them to give these people the chance, and we will not be paying them with dollars. They have been shouting that they don't have dollars, yet the NFF is stuck on finding a coach that will collect dollars that they don't have. I don't understand it. I've said this goes back to what I've said, consistently on this particular show. Quota system got us into this mess. Until we do away with quota system, these people will continue to disgrace us. How do you expect Eguavon to feel? The Eguavon, you've given him multiple responsibility. You didn't talk about his payment, and the guy has been doing fantastically well. Eguavon is even out of the country now, trying to take care of himself, trying to take care of himself. Now you are coming out to say you are looking for a sponsor for a foreign coach, meaning you don't appreciate the effort that Iguavon has put into shaping the Super Eagles. It's just unfortunate that we have, for a lack of better word, we have, incompetent people that are not fit to run a household running our football. It's just so unfortunate.
It's so very much unfortunate, if you ask me, and Super Eagles fans have expressed a mix of hope and apprehension regarding the team's performance after a series of underwhelming outings. And of course, as Nigerians look towards qualifying for major tournaments, including the African Cup of Nations and the World Cup, the need for a stable, well-supported coaching staff has never been more critical. All right, wait and see what happens. As far as this one is concerned, definitely would like also to take your comment. What do you think about still talking about a foreign coach at this point in time? We'd like to take your comments on that. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel while doing that and tell us where you're dropping your comment from. All right, let's talk about, still talking about the AFCON qualification, the release of the Super Eagles squad for the AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda has raised eyebrows, particularly with the inclusion of underperforming Real Sociedad striker Omar Sadiq, who has yet to score this season. And key returning players include Victor Osimhen and Bright Oshai Samuel, both absent in the previous match due to injuries. Additionally, former Luton Town defender Gabriel Osho received the second call-up after previously missing out due to injury. Striker Taiwo Awoniyi was left out due to limited playing time and struggles on the national team. And criticism surrounds Omar's selection as he has scored only 4 goals in 38 appearances and failed to find the net in 8 matches this season. Another striker, Kelechi Iheanacho, is also in poor form, having moved to Sevilla without making an impact. And in contrast, several high-performing strikers such as Tolu Arokodare, who is doing well right now in the Portuguese league, Cire Dessers and Chuba Akpom were overlooked for the squad despite the impressive goals and assists. In spite of the fact that I'm one of those big critics of Cire Dessers, I think he has done enough to make it to the squad. And I don't understand why he shouldn't be given more time. But Arokodare too, he's been doing well in the Portuguese league, fantastic young lad, and he should also be getting an invite. Though I've not been against Iheanacho, but he's rediscovered himself a little bit, not 100%.
Just one game.
Just one game. So,
and let's not forget it was in the cup competition, so you cannot give that too much credit.
Yeah.
Looking at Umar Sadiq is even the biggest question. A player that not scored all season. This we are in match week about 13 or so, and now we are playing the La Liga. He's playing the La Liga. He's also playing the cup competition, and he hasn't scored 1 goal, and he's getting called up for our national team. What are we patronizing? We are happy that we didn't see Tanimu on the list, and now we are seeing another person, Umar Sadiq. What are they looking for?
I think Umar Sadiq is still better than Tanimu.
What? No, please don't say that. A striker that has not scored in 13 games.
Even he has not scored, he has proved himself before.
In the past?
Yes, well, we know that.
For me, they are in the same categories.
No.
They are in the same category. They are moving together.
A dead lion is better than a living dog. A half-breeding, yes, a half-breeding lion is better than a agile dog.
The fact that we are still having Umar Sadiq in this team, that means this our way of calling up our national team. Players are being called up for national team. That means there's a big question that we need to ask: are this player getting called up? Is it by performance, or is it by Godfather, or is it by the right set of people in NFF, or just be loyal to the head coach? Because it's making no sense. A striker that has failed to find the back of the net in the past 13 games is getting a call up for the national team. Whereas we see other national teams, you are not doing well, they are dropping you. Be the best player in the world. Okay, the set of Ronaldo that have done the work in the past, they can get called up no matter what happens. But let's take a look at the English national team. There, I keep on making reference to the concluded Euros. We saw players like Grealish and Rashford drop position, and they have players like Anthony Gordon going into the Euros, and they had their OGs like Rashford and Grealish sitting on the bench without making it to the competition. Can we ever expect something like that when it comes to the Nigerian national team? I think not, because 13 games, no goal, no assist, and you're getting the call up. What if on the day Osimhen and Boniface failed to turn up, and you're looking on your bench, who can I bring on? Who can I bring to change the course of this game? Who can I bring on to get us one goal? You now see Umar Sadiq, somebody that has not been informed, and now put him in it. Because I wonder how the NFF, how the technical community, how the coaches come up with this list every time. When I was going through the list and I saw that the goalkeeping was okay, the defense was okay. The defense, and when I saw that Tanimu was not there, I was very happy. Tanimu has failed this time. On getting to the forward, I was not seeing Umar Sadiq. What's going on? Well, whereas we have players that are doing very, very well, who should be getting called up at this point? Well, you can let's just wait to see what and they have the coach Iguavon. I hope he does not get playing time though, and the board comes up with at the end of the day.
Yeah, taking a look at the quality of the attack, we have Demila Lukman on a good day should get a starting shirt in that team, alongside Victor Osimhen and whoever is available, maybe Moses Simon, for instance, playing maybe from the left. Now, Demila Lukman might go to the right, as the case may be. For Victor Boniface, with the fact that Libya saved his blushes, but still yet, he's not a go-to man. Since Victor Osimhen is back now, he will return back to his bench and join Umar Sadiq in looking for memes for the next tweets they will have to make. Well, I think for Umar Sadiq, he's just going to warm the bench, except maybe there's a last-minute situation where maybe he will just run for 5 minutes or so when the game would have been done and dusted.
Maybe Iguavon brought him to fill in the position of Peter Crouch and the Felanis. When you are playing against a team that is sitting back and packing the balls and you see you cannot do anything, you have a top striker that can come in and maybe use his head to convert 1 or 2 chances into net. But has Umar Sadiq done it in the past? That's the question.
Mario, I think the list can go no wrong for me, just because Tanimu is not on that list. I think I'm fulfilled that if they've eventually listened to us, that we have warned them that they shouldn't try it next time inviting a player who has not caught it in the 3rd division in England and who just left Tanzanian league coming to play for us. I think that was an insult to players who have been cutting their teeth. And I'm impressed that Nassau United defender has been invited.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Gabriel Osho. He's a very, very fantastic player. Last season, I saw what he did with Luton Town. He's a very brilliant defender. And he can also make runs from the defense and even score goals. That's a very great talent he has there, Myra.
The thing is this, when I saw the list and I didn't see Tanimu, finally they've listened to us. And I think probably a couple of people higher up, I think they listen to our show. So that's the reason why. And it's good that, Tanimu is not making it. James said something the other time, and that is the thing I think we should follow. We don't have a criteria for selecting people for our national team. Ekelechi Iheanacho and Umaru Sadiq, yes, rightfully they dropped. The last time we were talking about Olaino, that Olaino should not be in the team. I said Olaino, sorry, Awoni should not be in the team and the rest of that. And Awoni was dropped in this particular team, which is what we want to see. If you are not doing, you should not be part of the Super Eagles. Ekelechi Iheanacho, how he's making the team, I still do not understand it. He only had one brilliant performance in the cup game, and that's the reason why he's here. Umar Sadiq has not been in scintillating form for his club, yet he's getting an opportunity, and this begins to demoralize people that are putting in all their best. What does Gift Orban have to do before he's called up for the national team? Gift Orban has been performing excellently well. What does Chuba Akpom have to do? Aroko Dare, the one that plays in the Portuguese league, has been following up with the guy.
Sorry, it's not Portuguese. He actually plays in the Belgian league for Genk.
Belgian league, rather, sorry.
In 13 matches, he has 8 goals.
He has been 8 goals and also some assists too.
Yes.
He has been very fantastic in the Belgian league, and yet he is not making it into the national team. What are those guys need to do? And to be honest with you, this particular game, we already have 10 points. We just need 1 more point to secure qualification. Are we saying if we bring in all those new guys, are we saying if we bring them in, they will not be able to deliver? Yes, kudos that we have Gabriel Osho coming into the league who plays for Luton Town. Luton Town is the championship and the rest of that. I would have expected, one of our defenders in the local league here to probably be part of this team instead of Gabriel Osho, but it's fine that they are inviting him. I still do not understand why we have all these potent strikers that are doing their best. Even a Victor Boniface, I'm sorry to say, yes, he has been doing his own. I'm one of those that said, we should not be quick to judge him. We should give him an opportunity when Jerry is always coming for him and just as per the way they've been using him. I think even a Victor Boniface should not even make this particular team because we have already qualified. We just need one more point. They should create room for all those boys that are doing very well in Europe. Let's integrate them into this particular team. Arokodare, Chubakpom, and the rest of them. Let them give Toban, who has not gotten any shot in the national team. Let's give them the opportunity to be able to play. I can bet it with you, those boys will be able to deliver the 1 point that we need in the last 2 games, and it will give Nigerians the opportunity and the coach also to be able to explore other options. I mean, God forbid, Victor Boniface is not doing well in the national team. He does well for his club. Let's say Victor Osimhen gets injured, Samuel Chukwueze is not consistent. You might see him today, you might not see him again. Apart from Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen that might give you some consistency, the remaining guys that are listed as our forward, there is no consistency with them. So why not give those people an opportunity when we are just chasing 1 point for them to be able to play, and we can able to see the other options that we have that can come in for those other guys that are not consistent. Well, to be honest with you, I still go back to what James said. They need to let us know the criteria they use in selecting players, because I still do not understand how some players who are not doing well are making it to the national team.
Take a look at Cyril Dessers, for instance. He has 4 goals in 3 Scottish Premier League games. And for Umar Sadiq, I don't remember when last he scored at the back of the net. But yet, he makes a return to the team. That's an insult. An insult on players like Cyril Dessers. And even Aroko Dare, who is doing well. He's 23 years of age. He will be hungry to prove himself, seeing competition coming from players like Victor Osimhen. And though Boniface has not proven himself, we will still see him as a threat. Imagine he comes in 5-10 minutes to the end of the game. He will add some flair. And the fact that players might not take him serious, he might also nip in some goals.
It just shows there's more to what we see than what is going on. It shows that the players it's not just about doing very well on the pitch. You still have to bow or appease some people in the back room. Because if it's by performance, there are a lot of players that are not even supposed to be on this list. There are players that are doing very well than this set of players we have on this particular list. Well, we just hope that the players come up with a very good result, and hope Eguavon does the magic and gets us the 1 point, and we can relax from all this drama. Maybe if we get the full qualification, then that time they might try to experiment with a little bit of talent, try to invite some players that have not gotten called up. But when you keep on relying on these players will get old, and the young talents will come in, and we have no experience of how things are being done. And you see, instead of moving forward, we are moving backwards. Because before they get to understand the system of everything that goes on in the Super Eagles, it takes time. Because it's not just an easy come in and play football and everything goes well. Let them come in now. Let them start seeing how things are being done. Let them start learning from the OGs already. Before they retire and maybe they're not informed and they drop off. Having a Kelechi in Achotu is even one question we should even be asking, but let's just leave it at that. He has scored 2 goals, right? Yeah, he scored 2 goals in the last cup competition for Sevilla. I think he can be on the list, but there's more to it than what we know. The name is out of it now is Umar Sadiq. We will complain about Umar Sadiq now. They move Umar Sadiq, and that person that we don't expect will be on the list. Let's just see how Eguavon manages this side and gets full victory.
As far as I'm concerned, Umar Sadiq is just going to be another training material. Because he's not going to have any. The thing is,
yes, it's a training material. We know, obviously, he cannot even start the game. If he gets time in this game, maybe it's 10-15 minutes later on into the afternoon.
It's a waste of
the main thing is getting these young players that are doing very well in Europe to come and
blend them into the team
and see how things are.
Situation if Osimhen gets injured, they can easily come in and add goals.
God forbid, if Osimhen gets injured and Boniface now maybe cannot come to national team, can they start to Umar Sadiq?
I'll be worried.
Eguavon himself will be worried for himself because he knows he's one bad performance away from being dragged by Nigerians and the same NFF that is giving him the support that he thinks he deserves at this point. They will throw him under the bus, and Nigerians will.
You know what he's going through right now for not inviting Tanimu to the team?
That one self day. That one self dey. But this Umar Sadiq. Now the thing is, you have to think of the future. If Osimhen is not fit and Boniface is not fit, can he think of starting Umar Sadiq? Or can he think of starting Kelechi Iheanacho?
Maybe it's all.
When you have abundance of talent in Europe who are still doing very well, you left them. Oh yeah, stay in your club side. We don't need you. Cyril Dessa is there. Akpom is there. Gift Urban is there. And you are bringing Umar Sadiq. What is he coming to add? What value is he adding? Bring these young players, let them see how things are being done. Even if they're not going to get playing time, but they're in the camp. They are seeing what the others are doing. They are learning from them. So that when the time comes from the child for them to become the main target of the team, they know what is expected of them.
And this was the same player that controversially dumped the Eagles and went to his club side, and he was trained the following week. Today, nobody told us what actually happened.
No, he said the NFF, the result of the test they ran in the camp after the injury was not as bad as what the test that the NFF medical result they gave was different from what resources that the club side gave. So, just.
Anyway, Mario, somebody on YouTube is already applying to be the foreign coach. I don't know which the name sounds like the Equatorian Guinean man that has been trending. I hope it's not what I think. Anyway, his name is Tefetso Kinganyago, and you know what that means. I don't know where he's
Are you from
Equatorial Guinea? How is Equatorial Guinea doing? But I don't know whether we need a coach for Equatorial Guinea because it's not the female team we are talking about. We are talking about Super Eagles. Anyway, it's all good. Anyway, Olugbe Gababdele says that since 2010 World Cup in South Africa, we have always had 3 spots for weak players in Eagles team list for major competitions. Fact check this information. And he says that Olise enters Eagles with a game trial during AFCON qualifiers in Lagos. Okay, he's saying that giving weak players is also another opportunity to blend in new players. But I hope he's not saying that.
Why did they blend in the national team? Sorry, in their club side.
I don't know.
Let's not forget Kelechi Iheanacho has been getting game time since they got him to Sevilla. Even at Leicester last season, he was still getting game time. So when was the last time Kelechi Iheanacho was very good? Let's talk about that. When was the last time? Not even very. When was the last time he was good enough?
That's another big question.
Because we cannot be saying we are keeping spot for them weak players, and at least they are trying to play in the team.
If I played half good
Iheanacho, 2 seasons, I mean, for the past 3 seasons, we can say 3-4 seasons, he has not been good enough.
Yeah.
So when is he going to be good enough? When will that opportunity, opportunity given to somebody else?
On a decline. Because at the point in time, Leicester City had to dump him. I think he's just trying to...
His contract ran out at Leicester City, and it was a free transfer. He used to go to Sevilla.
So he should try and rediscover himself first. Like what happened to Rashford prior to the Euros, where he was left out. I think that's what... Even the NFF, they are not helping him by encouraging him to come to the national team. By leaving him out, will put pressure on him to up his game.
Definitely.
Yeah, and give other young players... Because if those young players like Aroko Dare is not giving chances now that he's 23. Tell me, for instance, another country calls him. Would he consider Nigeria? And would we have a player like Iheanacho today if during the time he was doing well, he was not given an invite? So you have to look at that. So Desas has been tried countless times, but he has continued to maintain form. His club sites he goes, he's always on the score sheet. Not for Onachu now, no, though he has been doing well for club side, but now it looks like he's on a windfall. We have not been hearing from him, and he's not invited.
Weak players. I think it's actually true from what you just said. I try to think of the players in the past list. We have seen at least 3 or 4 weak players in the team. Now, looking at this particular list, Iheanacho is number 1. Umar Sadiq is also on that list. I can't remember. I can't figure out who the third player is for now. But these are opportunities. These are slots for other players that are doing very well. What's the reward of players that are doing very well in Europe? Not just in Europe. In our MPFL, we cannot be saying that we have a league and we cannot boast of producing at least 20% or 30% of the players that will make up the national team every year. Look at the South African side. How many players are from Europe? Not just today. Not forget. It's not just this generation. We have been seeing it from the type of Steven Pienaar. Steven Pienaar was the only player that played in Europe that was maintaining his call-up in the national team. And you see how South Africa do very well in almost every competition. What is the result? What is the benefit of these players that are playing in the MPFL? How do we promote our league? South African league is like one of the most watched league in Africa. When you start for the Mumbai Sundowns and Pilot, I can't remember their name. You see how packed the stadium is.
Yeah.
What is the benefit from our own league and the players that play in our own league? Even the coaches from our own league, will they continue moving from Kano Pillars to Lobby Stars to Eimba? We have to give them a way to promote their skills or promote themselves to the world to see, not just for Nigerians alone to see. Well,
anyway, it is what it is.
if you think of this Nigerian, like what we said, if someone that is not in Nigeria, if you explain Nigerian matter, give you don't go feel understand.
It's more like the Game of Thrones, and I think it was that series called Lost, where you
even the director was confused.
even the director was lost at a point in time of that series. All right, Isaac Anjola says that we need some ex-players to question some names on the call-up list. He says that so that those good players will have hope that some people are seeing their good works, and maybe this will bring some condemnation. I think if we're talking about ex-internationals, Guabon is one, and we have other ex-internationals around him like Ikpeba, who is part of the technical committee, and they watch games and they monitor what's happening online as far as this player start is concerned. So if they even were able to see players like Gabriel Osho, even Victor Boniface was not picked up based on because they know Victor Boniface, because he was what he's been doing in the German Bundesliga. They have no choice to keep inviting him, even though he has not been able to prove himself in the national team. Even Kelechi Iheanacho was because of what he did with the 20, and he still went on to sign for Man City. He was invited to Super Eagles, save for other players. So if other players are going through that route, other players should also be given the opportunity to showcase their talent. All right, let's talk about Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey has been left out of Ghana's Black Star squad for the crucial Group F AFCON qualifiers against Angola and Niger Republic. And head coach Otto Addo explained that this decision, influenced by private discussions with Partey aimed at protecting him, was a mutual understanding. Although Addo did not disclose specific reasons, he indicated that the matter is settled. And I hope the Ghanaians will like that excuse coming from Partey if they lose that game. Because even maybe he's just looking like, what's the reason of even coming? Because we still lose to Kenya tomorrow. So let me cover easy to prepare for the matches ahead.
And funny how Arsenal also are not doing very, very well at this point. They have been struggling. But considering the fact of Partey not coming, I think it's a bad time for him not to be in the national team. Let's not forget they are almost 2 legs out of the AFCON qualifiers already. But having players, maybe he's doing it for his own security, because we have seen what happened in the past when they don't make it. They lost
game. This game is at home. He doesn't want bottles.
I think they banned them from playing games at home.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so now they have to go and borrow stadium.
Yeah, borrowing stadium to play their home games. Mayowa, Thomas Partey, maybe he believes that there's no point. They are already lost out of the qualifiers. Why coming to risk his leg when Arsenal needs it right now? Because you know Arsenal, they are struggling and they are falling like the power grid in Nigeria. Now, the national grid, if I'm on the corridor.
Well, to be honest with you, the thing is this. I think fans, they need to take it easy. The Ghanaians have not been getting it right in terms of their football, and it's at all levels of their football they have not been getting it right. However, we remember during the finals of the Nations Cup when Nigeria did not win the Nations Cup, Iwobi and a couple of Nigerian players, they were abused. Their families called out on social media and the rest of that, and that affected them psychologically, which was not right. I think the same thing is happening in Ghana. Mohamed Kudus, Partey, and just of them, they are getting a whole lot of stone. Their last game, they were almost mocked. If not for security, they might have been injured and just of that. Their families are being attacked and the rest of that. Yes, they might not be doing well on the field of play. However, as fans also, we need to understand that sometimes these things happen. If you feel the players are not good enough, don't invite them. Invite players that can deliver the result. However, any player that show up to play for the national team, I think they deserve to be treated with some kind of respect, irrespective of their performance on the field of play. If you want to criticize their performance, leave their family out, leave their personal life out, and stop attacking them. And I think this is what has happened, and it has put a whole lot of the Ghanaian players, in fear of playing for the national team. to be honest with you, no professional will be able to perform at his best, in that kind of situation. I'm not excusing their bad performance, but the Ghanaian fans, they need to do better. They really need to do better. They are beginning to scare, their players away. And I'm not surprised when I saw the news of Partey dropping out of that particular game after speaking to the coach and the rest of that. Yes, the form might not be right and just for that. However, there are a lot of things that happened behind the scene that prompted him to drop out of this particular game. The Ghanaian fans, and this is to fans, if anybody in Ghana is listening to us, sometimes football result might not go your way, but you don't have to take your frustration out on the players, attacking them, attacking their family. They are human beings also, and they have feelings. It's just an appeal to the Ghanaian fans because like this now, a whole lot of other players might also drop out before that particular game because of the situation because of what is going on with the national team and the Ghanaian fans.
All right, it is what it is. Okay, and let's go over to the Champions League where Inter Milan triumphed over Arsenal with a 1-0 victory of the Champions League courtesy of a penalty scored by Hakan Çalhanoğlu. And since then, it's been a spiral. I don't know. It's more like the national grid situation for Arsenal. I don't know. It looks like all things are beginning to fall apart. The center can no longer hold. For those who have read that novel will understand where we are coming from. What is happening to Arsenal?
When you look at the problem Arsenal is facing, I think it has to do with the attack. Yesterday they had about 22 shots and just 3 or 4 on target, and the 4 on target were not like clear cut chances. They were just chances that were lucky to go on target. Looking at it, when over the summer, when we were discussing transfer targets and where players should be in the next summer, where they should be in the next season, that's this season, we may constantly talking about Arsenal and strikers. Beginning of this transfer market, we had reports of them going for Benjamin Sesko for Leipzig, and we were thinking, yes, it's a fine target, it's a fine striker, someone that can come in and give the numbers. It didn't work out. There were rumors of Osimhen.
Even we heard they were going for Gyökeres.
Gyökeres too at the point. And later on, we heard of Ademola Lookman. That was like 48 hours before the end of the transfer market. And we're like, okay, yes, Ademola Lookman is someone that can shine anywhere on up front. But ended they entered the transfer market settling with players like Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. What is Gabriel Jesus going to do against Inter Milan? Or Kai Havertz against Inter Milan? Where we have players like Haaland that have gone and they have struggled that they couldn't do anything. And let's not forget, Inter Milan is a very defensive-minded team that they don't attack anyhow. I think during the course of the game, they were even taking off the striker and they were putting Di Marco later on in the game to show you how they love to defend. The 1-0 was enough for them. They didn't even need to stress themselves going forward. I think they had about only 5 or 7 total attempts on goal. In their home, they had only 1 goal and they were fully relaxed. So when you don't have attackers that can pose as threats to defenders, will Inzaghi now be paying for game and be scared of Gabriel Jesus or Kai Havertz? Saka was like the only person that they were scared of. And once you can cancel Saka out of Arsenal games now, you practically have gotten control of the game. And I think over-reliance on Saka is costing Arteta a lot. He should get another option. If the fans don't start clamoring for the change, because you cannot be my coach for 6 years. You are giving me only 1 silver. I think it was even the Carabao Cup or something. And you will still be expecting us to back you. Let's not forget you have spent a lot.
Yeah.
You have spent a lot. You have spent a lot in getting Declan Rice and also Gabriel and the rest. Calafiori also. The most important part where he needed a player was attack. And was going to get defender Calafiori. Now, what has he gotten you? Merino that he got, I see no difference between that Merino and Jorginho. He'll get stuck with his Jorginho and use that money to get an attacker. But now he decided to get a Merino and
maybe I don't know. Maybe they need to check whether they are male or female players that is playing for Arsenal, because there's a time of the month where things will begin to go somehow. I don't know why.
Let it catch you.
Why? I don't know what is happening to Arsenal, because at this time of the month, why is it that they chose this period to start, doing like national grid?
Well, in the late 80s and early 90s, Things Fall Apart was a thing on TV. And I don't know if the producers can help us with the soundtrack when we are going out. I think that's the appropriate,
Ikechiku is in charge of that. He will not allow it to come out.
That's the appropriate soundtrack for for when discussing Arsenal. To be honest with you, I think Arteta shot himself in the foot. We all knew that you needed this. I mean, you went to go and sign Raheem Sterling. That is no longer useful for anybody, and you left an Osimhen alone. You let Osimhen go to Galatasaray to go and be playing when you needed somebody that can deliver for you. The only person that that is a bit consistent in that particular team, yes, a lot of people might come out and say they had injuries and the players are just coming back and the rest of that and stuff like that. For how long are they going to continue to complain about this same thing when Arteta has the opportunity to sign players that will be able to deliver results for him? He decided not to do that. How do you have 22 shots and only 4? Even the 4 doesn't even make any logical sense. Did not even test the Inter Milan goalkeeper, and you say you are doing well. To be honest with you, I think Arteta needs to rethink his strategy. The strategy is not working, and the result is showing again. As it is, as they are going right now, I don't think they will be able to win anything tangible. And if you look at the record of Arteta since he joined, with the kind of money he has spent, what he has delivered does not justify the money he has spent. And that's just the honest truth. Yes, there's an improvement in how Arsenal play. You wanted them to play in a particular kind of way, and they are playing like that. However, the results are not there. Arteta needs to sit up, or maybe by next season, maybe Arsenal needs to look for another coach.
All right, it is what it is. And of course, our producers will give us the result of last night's games. We also saw Atletico Madrid securing a 2-1 win against PSG in a dramatic finish, with Angel Correa scoring a last-minute goal, marking Atletico's second Champions League victory this season. PSG is struggling with 1 win and a draw from 4 matches, putting them in a challenging position. It looks like Enrique is tired of being a coach of PSG, because if you look at the results, it flatters to deceive that in spite of the quality they have, though I cannot rely on is it Kolo Muani right now or Marcus Thuram?
The problem.
Marcus Thuram is for Inter.
Okay, Inter. I cannot rely on Kolo Muani.
The problem.
And what was the other France? Dembele.
Gonzalo Ramos.
Gonzalo Ramos. If I want to win Champions League,
I think Ramos is out injured.
He's injured. Even I cannot rely on those players if I want to win Champions League.
I don't think you blame Luis Enrique that much. Yes, he deserves to do. He's supposed to do better. He ought to do better. But let's not forget, this is a team that has been relying on Mbappe for the past how many years, and now this is the first season without Mbappe. The goals and the numbers are not coming from Mbappe. Looking at it, Mbappe left PSG and they have been in problem. And Mbappe currently is in Real Madrid, and Real Madrid are in problem also. So it's not just to give them their problem back and everybody goes back to status quo. Because as it's looking like, as it's going now, I don't think our PSG will be making it out of this particular one. Let's not forget they have been struggling in all games, not just yesterday game. Yesterday game, Atletico were just able to get the goal on the last minute. Shout out to Korea. But looking at the games, even against Girona, let's not forget where the goal came. Late on in the game, and it was a mistake from the goalkeeper that gave them the 1-0 victory.
Back the Princes, you lose to Atletico Madrid. Kind of.
I don't know if sacking Luis Enrique is a solution for the PSG trouble currently. Because looking at it, which coach are they going to get that is way better than? There
are a lot of young coaches they could actually look at.
Let's not forget, this is a phase that they are just trying to transition from. They didn't prepare for the departure of Mbappe. Who is going to give them the numbers of Mbappe?
What stopped them from signing Victor Osimhen when they needed?
You are just pushing Victor Osimhen to every club.
It's not about every club, because if you look at it, let's not forget Mbappe left. We thought we were going to sign the quality striker.
During the summer, we're talking about clubs that Osimhen should make his next move to. And we all strongly advised him against PSG, because the pressure he's going to step into was going to be too much. Looking at it now, Gonzalo Ramos and Kolo Muani are in that position.
This would have been a different kettle of fish. Imagine if Victor Osimhen getting the chance.
Who will be giving him the chance? Who will be giving him the chances?
It's not that PSG are not
Who will be giving him the chance? Is it that Dembele?
Dembele is a selfish player, but if he's giving the instruction to make sure he gives Victor Osimhen
Dembele.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the bomb guy.
You have no choice.
Well, at this point, I think it's the right choice that he didn't go to the goal. They let PSG face their drama and settle themselves and he makes them move to somewhere better next season.
Mario, do you think that Luis Enrique is going to still be in that job by January? The way things are going.
Deserves to be fired. And James was saying they didn't prepare for Mbappe leaving. We already knew Mbappe was leaving since December last year. They already knew. Enrique had 7 months to get a replacement. He decided to stick to Muani and Ramos, players that cannot even deliver their own polling unit. He's using them they cannot even deliver their own front yard. He's using them as top 9. He's using them as forward in PSG. To be honest with you, I think Enrique is lost of ideas. The situation they are in right now is caused by Enrique. Enrique used his own hand to do himself. In Yoruba, they say forward and share. He's using his own hand to do himself, and that's the result that we are seeing. The players are struggling. There is no finisher in that particular team. Why are you not signing? If you are not signing an Osimhen, there are other top strikers in Europe that would have come and replaced an Mbappe. We all know how Mbappe flourished in that particular team. Why not find a replacement for him? And we are seeing the results. So for me personally, I think Enrique should be fired. I think he doesn't know what he's doing. If they continue to stick with him, they will just continue to be getting this mediocre result, and that's just the honest truth.
All right, and of course, someone needs to investigate Tyrone Mings for match fixing, because I don't know what he was thinking when the ball was already passed to you by the goalkeeper. You decided to use your hand. That's totally unprofessional. If there's nothing wrong with Tyrone Mings, he should be investigated for match fixing, or he should be examined. Why Aston Villa of all teams that have been doing well?
Maybe he carried Claude Brugge to score. So
they wanted to fulfill their bet.
They were not giving the opportunity to score an own goal, so he just said, let me just get the penalty then.
I mean, it's loss of concentration, because I was watching that match and I was scratching my head. I mean, if they are saying village people is following people, that's a classic example of village people. How can you pick up the ball in the 18 when the ball is in play? I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's just lack of concentration. He didn't know what was going on around him, and he lost focus, and that was why. And he has cost his team, 3 points. And to be honest with you, when he was taking off, the coach was visibly really angry with him. And I mean, any coach would have been angry, because he just decided to ruin, the good work that the other guys have put in. I don't think they should investigate him. I just think, he lost concentration and he made a horrible mistake.
All right, and of course, a lot of people had hopes that they were going to win. Okay, and of course, if our producers will help us before wrap up with the Europa League fixtures tonight, it's going to be a very keenly contested one, where Manchester United manager, talking about Ruud van Nistelrooy, is unsure if he will still be at the club beyond the next 2 games. And Van Nistelrooy was part of Erik ten Hag's coaching staff, and he will oversee United, talking about Europa League meeting tonight when they take on PAOK Salonika. And definitely, okay, that's the table for the Champions League. Liverpool sitting pretty with 12 points.
I know you will talk about
it. And Sporting, okay, Amorim is going to leave them with 10 points. Anyway, I would have loved him to stay to the end of the season to see where he's going to take the Sporting side. But unfortunately, we're going to Manchester United, who are unbeaten in Europa League with 3 points.
3 draws.
3 draws. Cooking draw soup on Thursday nights. I think that's become your delicacy.
I think all the pressure now is on Ruud van Nistelrooy. Getting us a victory tonight is like the most important thing. At least putting us in a safe position so that we can have a fighting chance when Ruben Amorim takes over. But it's an interesting one to look out for. And we had a good one against Leicester, being able to dispatch them and score a lot of goals. And to be honest, we had a fair game against Chelsea, considering the fact and the odds that were against us. And looking at the same Chelsea side that were able to rest a lot of players before that particular game, I think this is a good one for Ruud van Nistelrooy to show himself and maybe get the full victory tonight.
All right, big thanks, Maiwa. That's where the cookies crumble on the show. All the best tonight.
Well, I'm hoping Manchester United can do it. I'm tired of being heartbroken. I just hope we can win tonight. Thank you for having me.
All right, big thanks, James, for being a part of the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, big thanks to the likes of Shagun, not leaving out Sam, as well as Jeremiah and Ikechukwu. My name is Jerry Appelhai. Stay safe, and if not, talk, please the sponsor.